Well, morning everybody. Welcome back to Rustic Acres. It's Sunday, and we have got a very busy day ahead of us. So I've just been down to the shop and picked up this little tractor. It's a Fendt GT, and I thought this would be absolutely perfect for helping with our greenhouses and also around the animals as well, doing some of the feeding. So it's got a little trailer unit on the front here, which is quite useful. It holds 3,400 litres, but we can also convert it into a flatbed as well, which makes it useful for picking up some of the produce around the farm. So I thought this would be ideal. Now it's second hand. It only cost us $13,700, so pretty good, and it's going to be very useful for us, but it does need a little bit of servicing, a little bit of work, but I thought this was going to be an ideal purchase. Now the rest of the team are getting busy. Will and Danny are off sorting the animals out, taking water around, feeding and doing a bit of cleaning up, and Abby and Bob are over at the greenhouses and getting them sorted for the day. So it's pretty early. It's only about 7:30 in the morning, so we've got an early-ish start and quite a lot to do. But everything's kind of going to plan, so that's pretty good. So I'm just going to take this back to the yard. I'm going to nip it into the workshop, just do a quick bit of servicing on it, and I'm going to take the sides off the trailer unit at the front here, because I need to nip round to the chickens and the ducks and just pick up some of the eggs and take them over to one of the sale points. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple little tractor. It's quite old, obviously, and a little bit of rust there underneath the wheel arches and everything, but it looked pretty handy, and I think it'll do a good job for us, and nice and simple, and certainly over in the greenhouses it won't be too big, so it'll be quite easy to cut the muck around and stuff like that. So we're going to get these sides removed, and then my kind of second job of the day is I'm going to nip off and pick some egg boxes up from the chickens. We've got 5 here that have been produced from the chicken coop, and then we've got 1 over by the ducks as well. I picked up a few of those the other day, so there's only 1 for the ducks. So I'm going to get these loaded up, and I've been checking the prices for eggs, and the best price at the moment is down at the dairy. So as soon as I've picked these boxes up, I'm going to get off down the road and take those to the dairy, get these sold, and then I'm going to head back up to the greenhouses, and I'm going to help Abby and Bob just sort things out for the greenhouses, so we can get those done and out of the way, and then we can crack on with some of the farming. Right, I've just turned up at the dairy, so I'm going to get these eggs sold. And whilst I'm doing this, I know the guys are getting on with the animals and everything. So Danny's doing all of the watering and feed. Now we did change over to Maize Plus and Maize Plus Extension as well. So the feeding types have changed a little bit for our animals. So there's a bit more to do with those, and some of the food groups we don't kind of have a lot of. So we need to get some clover, so we can do some clover silage for the sheep and the cows. We need some corn, so we can do some maize silage too, and we also need some red cabbage for the goats. So we're going to have to include those in some of our crop rotation next time round. Now Will, he's helping Danny. He's just brushing up and sweeping up round some of the yards just to get those cleaned up, whilst Danny's off sort of sorting out the feed and everything. Now as soon as Will's finished, he's going to go and jump in the Caterpillar tractor and carry on ploughing. So he's got field 2 to finish off, and then once we've harvested the rye in field 3, then he'll need to do that one as well. So quite a lot for the team to do, and they're keeping busy, but they're getting on with everything, which is good. So I'm going to get these eggs sold and head on up to the greenhouses, and I'll give Abby and Bob a hand getting those sorted. And I think Bob's going to go and run corn cart for Danny when he starts combining in field 3. So Danny's all finished with the animals now. He's just taking the trailer over to field 3, and he's going to run back and get the combine and take that over. And as you might have just seen there, Will's actually still got field 1 to plough, so he started on that. And then we'll get field 3 harvested, and then he'll move over into field 3 and get that done. Then I think we're going to have to plough the other field that we've got that's got sunflowers in it a little bit later today, but he's still got quite a bit to do, so that's good. So we've started harvesting that rye in field 3, so hopefully that won't kind of take too long, and as soon as Bob's finished over in the greenhouses, he's going to go and start running corn cart for Danny. So I'm up at the greenhouses now. As you can see, Bob's topping all the water up in the greenhouses. He needs to do the 2 orange trees, the vineyards, and the apple orchard as well. And then I'm going to follow up and do all of the manure. So I have I've put the sides back on the little trailer unit at the front here. So as I mentioned beforehand, this is an ideal little size really. You can see some of these little manure bunkers for the greenhouses are not very big, so this is perfect for going around and topping those up. So I think this will do a good job for us. And whilst I'm doing this, there's some of the pallets of produce are kind of full, so Abby's taking those up to the little marketing suite up here so we can get those sold. And we have to pretty much do this sort of most mornings, so it keeps us pretty busy at the beginning of the day. But once we've done that, then everything should be fine over here. Right, we've finished all the work in the greenhouses now, and we're a little bit behind on the harvest work. So the original plan is that we were going to use the older sort of equipment for doing all the smaller fields around the farm, but because we're behind a little bit, I've said to Abby to drag the John Deere out and get field 33 barley harvested, just to sort of help out a little bit. We were going to keep the John Deere for doing some of the big field contracts and obviously some of our larger fields when we get round to having the budget to buy them, but this will just sort of help us get on top of a few things. So we've got a field, the barley in field 33 is being harvested now. We've got to come over and do the alfalfa in field 35, and then we've got sunflowers in field 34 that need doing as well. Now we don't have a corn head for the John Deere, so that's going to have to be done by the other combine, and I think as far as the alfalfa is concerned, we need alfalfa hay for the animals, so we will ted that and then windrow it, and we'll collect that hay up, and then we should get a second growth off the alfalfa as well. So we need some alfalfa silage as well for some of the animal feed, so we'll do that with the second cut. Still a lot to do from a harvest point of view. I think they're getting on pretty well with the rye, but they've still got a little bit more to do over there. I know that Bob has taken the first load back to the yard to empty that out, and I think they're probably about 2/3 of the way of doing that field, and I'm pretty sure that Will has now moved over into field 3 and started ploughing that. So as you can see, Will's in field 3 now, so he's working in the same field as Danny's combining. They have almost finished harvesting the rye now, so it won't be long before they're done here, and then they'll move down to field 35 and start doing the alfalfa. So just a short amount to do here, and then of course Bob's going to carry on doing corn cart. So at the moment we're putting everything back into the silo. Haven't really had an awful lot of time to start running things down to the sale points, but we are getting quite a lot in the silo of various crops, so we do need to start checking the prices and start getting some of those sold. And then in that field of alfalfa, we, as I mentioned beforehand, we do need some alfalfa hay, so we are going to ted that, and then we're going to windrow it, and we'll collect that up and put that in the silo as well, so we've got that ready for the animals at some point. Danny's moved over into field 34 now to start harvesting the sunflower. He needed to nip back to the farm and get the headers swapped over, so we've got the corn header on now, so he can carry on doing this. And this will probably take us, I don't know, through until sort of late afternoon, probably around about 5 o'clock-ish, something like that. Then once we've finished in here, this field needs to be ploughed, and it will need lime putting on it after that as well. So I'm hoping we might be able to get have some time to get into the field and start ploughing later as well. So he's cracking on with that. Abby's still over in field 35. She's getting that alpha hay sorted out, so she's just doing the windrowing now. Once she's done that, she's going to get that collected and put into the silo. Then we also windrowed the barley straw in field 33, so we're going to get that baled up, and we're going to take that off to the bale selling point. I thought we actually would need some ourselves for bedding for the animals, but we've kind of got enough, so we're just going to go and get that sold, and that probably should give us, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 worth of income as well for the bale sales. So every little helps in that respect. So everything's kind of coming along pretty good. I still need to go down to the shop and pick up a power harrow. All the land that we've ploughed, I want to power harrow that, so we've got a good seed bed ready for drilling. So I need to have a look in the shop and see what's available. Now our biggest horsepower tractor is only just over 200, which is the bigger John Deere tractor. So we'll probably only be able to pick up something that's about 4 meters, but for the size of fields that we've got, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Right, we've finished combining the sunflowers in field 34. So Danny's gone back to the yard and he's picked up the plough now. He's opted for something a little bit more comfortable than the that New Holland Caterpillar, so he's working in the 4840 John Deere. So that will get us on top of this. I'm keen to try and get this field ploughed this evening. And then Will has gone and get one of the other tractors and stuck on one of the cultivators, and he's doing field 33. So that's all the combining that we can do at the moment. That's everything done and cleared. We've just got the coffee in field 10 to do, but that's still in the last kind of growth stage. So we'll have to wait for that one to ripen and kind of get ready to harvest, hopefully tomorrow. Now, I love the sound of this old John Deere. It's got a really good note to it, so I think we'll just enjoy this tractor soundtrack for a little while. Will's getting on okay in field 33, getting that cultivated. You can see Danny just there in the background, getting on with the ploughing in the field next door, so that's good. Now, Abby and Bob, I think they've nipped back to the house to get a bite to eat, so I'm going to have a quick catch up with them, grab a cup of coffee, and figure out what we're going to do about this power harrow. Right, I've been sat having a little think about what we're going to do with this power harrow, and I think what I'm going to do is buy a CD unit with it at the same time. Because we haven't got very tractors with huge amounts of horsepower, we're a little bit restricted in terms of getting some of these larger power harrows, so we can't go for an 8 metre or a 6 metre. So I think the one that we'll plumb for is the HR 4004. That only needs 100 horsepower, so that's kind of okay. But what I can do with that as well is that I can also buy this BTF 4000 CD unit as well, which is 4 meters, and then I will need to have this kind of seed tank that goes on the front as well. But that'll give me a bit more flexibility in terms of what we do in the future. Now, the only thing is that with the CD unit that also needs 100 horsepower and the power harrow itself, I'm going to need a tractor that's got 200 horsepower, and the only one that we've got is the John Deere 4840. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in the fend. I'm going to take that over to Danny. I'm going to swap over the tractor, the John Deere that's on the plough, with the fend, and then I'm going to go down to the shop and I'm going to get these picked up. Right, well, I've swapped the tractors over, and what I'm also doing is I'm going to sell the small seeder that we had. Now, that did have about 1,000 litres of seed in it, so I've just dropped that off outside. I'm going to sell this seeder now, this drill now, and then I'll go into the shop and get the new one sorted out. Right, they're all purchased, so that's good. I will get the power harrow hooked up first. Then I'm going to put the seed tank on the front just to even the weight up, and then I will put the seeder unit, the drill, on the back of the power harrow, and then we're going to make our way up to field 5, and we're going to start drilling in there this evening. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put clover in field 5 because we need some of that for the animals. I'm then going to put red cabbage in fields 1, 2 and 3 because we need some for the goats, and I'm going to have to make sure that I do a reasonable amount of red cabbage because we're going to have to lease the harvester for that, and they're quite expensive, so it needs to be worth our while really. And then I'm going to put corn in field 33 and 34. So again, we kind of need some corn and maize for silage for the cows. And then I'm going to put hemp in field 35 and field 10 once we've harvested the coffee that's there. So I've got these picked up. I'm just going to fill that seed up at the front that I dropped off earlier, and then I'm going to head up to field 5. So I'll see you up there. Right, we're getting on okay up here at field 5. So I'm quite pleased with this piece of kit actually. It's the first time I've really used a combination power harrow and drill, so it's doing a pretty good job. And with these sort of relatively small fields, we seem to be getting through things fairly quickly, so that's good. Now the boys are still cultivating and ploughing over in field 33 and 34. Bob's finished up for the day, but Abby's picked up the fertiliser spreader, and she's going out doing a few of the fields now. So she's off doing field 35, getting that done, ready for the second cut of alfalfa. Then she's going to go and do field 33 and 34. And then she's going to come over and do this field 5, and then if she's got time, she's going to carry on doing field 1, 2 and 3 as well. So hopefully she'll get those done this evening, and we'll have a first lot of fertiliser down on most of the fields, which will be good. So I'm going to crack on with this. I don't think this will take us too long to get this done, so hopefully we might be able to nip over the road and get one of the first fields done for the red cabbage as well. So we might be able to get that done before the sun sets this evening. And if so, then I'll be pretty pleased. We would have had a good day today. Right, field 5 is finished. We're over in field 2 now, which will be the first one of red cabbage. So I think this will be all we will do tonight. So we haven't got much to finish off now, but we'll be done shortly. Abby's doing pretty good. She is over in field 5 now, fertilising that. She's going to come over and do fields 1, 2 and 3 quickly. They won't take very long, and then that'll be us finished for today. So I think that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do so, and if you'd like to leave a comment, then put that down below. So thanks very much for watching. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, take care, and I'll catch you on the farm next time. Bye for now.